monthly tarot reading here at Sacred Ascension. This is a general reading for the month of June for the sign of Leo. As with all forms of divination, please use your intuition and discernment to determine which parts of this reading are applicable to your individual situation. This will be an intuitive reading, which means I may receive messages that seem random or inconclusive at certain times. If they don't resonate completely or specifically, it doesn't mean the reading's not for you. Just keep an open mind and feel free to check your other placements for a more complete understanding of your messages received. Right, with all that out of the way, let's begin. I'm going to start off, I'm going to get 6 cards. Okay, we have Page of Swords, we have 5 of Swords. After I get these 6 cards, I will also pull a oracle card from the Advice Animals deck. I will leave that face down for the duration of the reading, and we will look at that very last to see if it either ties in something we've already discussed or gives us a little bit of information maybe we missed. Nine of Swords, a lot of swords so far. Seven of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Get one more here. And the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's get the Advice Animal card next. It's going to remain face down, as I mentioned. And lastly, I'm going to pull 3 more. King of Wands. These are going to act as either clarifiers or oftentimes they can represent where the energy is going to move from here. The Hermit. I love the artwork on this Hermit card. Very cool. One more. Right, we have the 5 of Swords. All right, guys. I think many of you are stressed. I think that many of you have really struggled with a work and non-work life balance. So balancing your work with your social life. I think that some of you have been struggling with that. I also think that For many of you, you are not quite satisfied with your work as it stands. I think that this is either a specific project or it could be like an overall career choice in general that you've been grinding at it for a long time, but you're not quite where you want to be just yet, which is fine. It's important to remember that this is all a process, guys. You're not going to. Unfortunately, we can't just fast forward to the end result. Things take time. So I see this month that you're gonna be stressed about your work. It's gonna feel like that you've been working so hard, but maybe the results aren't super tangible just yet, but they will be getting better. I feel like the universe is instructing you to just keep grinding. Despite the stressful situations, despite the fact that you're having trouble balancing these things, you got to keep on keeping on. There is, with the King of Wands, the Hermit, and the Five of Swords, I'm really seeing that the universe is telling you to just keep at it. If you can keep at it, you're going to be stepping into an energy that's more suiting of you. I think that part of, I had said that I had saw that you were having issues with your work, balancing your work, but I'm actually seeing that the struggle, I think, is actually that you're not making enough time for yourself. I think that you're so focused on work and the stresses of work and the expectations that you have in your work life that it's not a healthy balance. I think that you're neglecting parts of yourself, and I think that the universe is suggesting this month that you make some time for yourself. Make some time to reflect on the work that you've done. And I think that if you can have some of that alone time, it's going to be beneficial for you. It's going to allow you to remove some of this stress that's in your life and reflect on where it is that you're going next. Now, the problem that I see this month for you is not getting discouraged. It's one of those things, guys, and this tarot reading aside, when we're working on something that's meaningful and that takes time, you guys really need to embrace that idea and that energy of that Knight of Pentacles energy, to where you understand that it's going to be slow and steady, but you will win the race. And I think that that's part of where the stress and some of the discouragement is coming from, is maybe you guys aren't quite where you thought that you would be by now. You have enough where you are sustaining yourself. You have enough to where you can be charitable to those around you. And it seems that you are doing those things, but you got to accept the fact that anything worthwhile is going to take time. You have to keep on keeping on, as they say. Now, that being said, if you guys can make a little bit more time for yourself and some internal reflection, I think that you guys will get some of the answers that you're looking for. And maybe that time spent alone will allow you to kind of break this cycle. Maybe like move into that, 10 of Pentacles energy. or even that Queen or King of Pentacles energy as far as work related things. But I think that one aspect that can't be ignored is you have to make time for yourself. It's great to be passionate about something and to be putting the work in and to be getting things done, but always remember, guys, enjoy the process. Like I said earlier, you don't fast forward to the end where you're just like, oh yeah, now I'm here and I did it all. There is no finish line. So as you're working on your craft and you're becoming this King of Wands energy, make time for yourself. Make time to enjoy what it is that you've done so far. Don't be so focused on work that you miss out on other things that are going on around you. Don't miss out on, especially don't neglect yourself for the cause of work. If you are toiling to the point where you're neglecting yourself every single day, by the time that you have completed your goal or gotten where you want to be, you're going to be so burnt out that you're unable to enjoy it. So I really think that it's one of the messages here for you guys is to enjoy the process. It's okay to be stressed. It's okay that things are going slower than expected. It's okay. Don't forget to show yourself love. Don't beat yourself up because you're not where you wanted to be yet. Everyone has their own journey. It's not a contest. You will get where you're supposed to be going, so don't neglect yourself to do it. Let's see what this advice card is. Hummingbird. Turn away from infidelity so that love may blossom. Interesting. Could that be where some of the stress is coming from? Have you guys been being a little bit scandalous? Are we involved in a workplace romance that we know isn't in our best interest? Are we using work as an excuse for infidelity? It's possible. So I know that can be tempting for the high-powered businessman type to, take care of business when it's offered. But the advice is saying that you have some love in the waiting. And interestingly enough, I think what would be much more fitting for that particular card is what love needs to blossom is the love that you've been neglecting for yourself. And I think that if you can step into that energy that we discussed earlier, as far as not ignoring your own wants and needs just for the sake of I have to work, so everything else becomes secondary. Maybe that in a way is instructing you to show more love to yourself. So there's a couple different ways that you can take that, just whatever resonates best with you guys. What I see is going to be a busy month for you. It's going to be stressful and you're going to be working hard. So the overall message here is trust in the process and don't neglect yourself, okay? If all of your career goals come true, but you have become an unhappy person in order to reach those, it won't be worth it in the end. You won't truly enjoy what you've received and what you've worked for if you are not in the right state of mind, if you've been neglecting yourself, if you've been not being true to who you are, who it is that is doing the work. So be true to yourself, guys. I hope you get a lot done this month, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. If it didn't resonate with you, you guys can check out the other placements if you would like. Also, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing if you want to hear more of my readings, as well as see some of the spiritual content that's coming up. We're going to be talking about mindfulness and meditation. We're going to be talking about the shadow self and a few other interesting things. So if that interests you, go ahead and subscribe so you guys don't miss out on that. Thank you again, and have a blessed day.